129 day that I'm here to challenge to learn. I'm learning. I hope this will support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Yesterday, I shared what you need to learn to tolerate in personal development, personal growth journey. And today, let's focus on what you need to tolerate in life in general, not just in personal growth, but in life in general, that you are able to live much more joyful, maybe fulfilling, and less stressful life. Because some things we need to learn to tolerate and not to complain about. Because some things we're not able to control. Some things we're able to control, some don't. And a lot of times, the things that you do not have control over, what we need to do, we need to learn to tolerate that we could live less stressful life and really start thinking about the things that we're able to control and take action on those we're able to control. And the things that we're not able to control, we need to learn to tolerate. Because that is one of the most unhappy things when someone is complaining and stressful about the things that they do not have control over it. So let's get started, and I will share 15 things that we need to learn to tolerate. Number one is diversity. That means we need to really understand that there will be different kind of people, and there will be diverse experiences, diverse backgrounds, everything diverse in every multiple aspects, and we need to tolerate it. That means that if someone is different than you, that means that we need to learn to tolerate. That means life is beautiful because of it, not despite of it. Or when we think about diversity, that is one of the most beautiful things. That's why I love traveling. I lived in last 12 years in 9 different cities because I love diversity, and we need to learn to tolerate it. Number 2 is other viewpoints. That's very, very similar. So that means a lot of times diversity comes with other viewpoints. So that means we need to learn to adjust and really learn that other viewpoints are and might be different. Because when you look from different angles, you see different things. So that means you need to tolerate other viewpoints. And when you tolerate, you don't get mad or any kind of other feeling because you know that is just part of life. Number 3 is inconvenience. We need to tolerate inconvenience. A lot of times, if we want to add value to people, we need to tolerate inconvenience. If we want to live our lives less stressful, we need to be okay with inconvenience. That could be with anything in between. A lot of times, multiple things in life will bring inconvenience. And I think that the most important things in life brings inconvenience, and we need to tolerate. If you live just average life, maybe there will be less inconvenience. But when you try to pursue something very, very meaningful, inconvenience will be every single day. Number 4 is unpredictability. We want to tolerate unpredictability. That means a lot of things in our life is unpredictable. We're able to plan for things, but will always be something comes out as unpredictable. And that's why we need to tolerate that. So when something unpredictable shows up, we don't need to complain and really be sad about it, disappointed that something came out that you never expected, never planned for. But no, like you said, okay, I didn't plan that. Maybe there was something in my ownership that I didn't prepare for it, and that's why it became unpredictable. Because this is one of the things that you potentially could do a little bit, adjust and pivot. But if there's nothing that you're able to do about it, you need to learn to tolerate unpredictability. Number 5 is injustice. We need to learn to tolerate injustice until we're able to make a change. A lot of times with injustice, when you start your journey, you're not able to do anything about it. You're not able to do it, don't have the power, not resources, nothing. So we need to tolerate the not ability to do anything. And where you need to focus your energy is getting more energy, getting more time, getting more resources. And those things will give you more power to really work on the injustice. But at the beginning, when you're pursuing something meaningful, it might be that you don't need to focus too much on justice because you don't have any power or control over it. Number 6, inefficiency. Now, of course, when we live, a lot of times when we live our day-to-day life, we will start to see that there's so many efficiencies in multiple things that we do. Now, of course, we could complain that there's a lot of efficiencies, or we can do what we have and really tolerate efficiencies and really work towards your goals. Now, of course, some things that you're able to control, able to influence, but at the same time, the most important part is question how much I'm able to really influence this one, but really not taking away important time and resources from things that really matters to you. That's very important because a lot of times when people focus on efficiencies, that is minor things in their life, they lose time for major things in their life. So we need to tolerate that. Number 7 is criticism. And that could be in a lot of different ways. Criticism is that not necessary, that people are saying feedback, giving feedback that was not required, and sometimes that feedback is totally out of limit and is not correct, and we need to tolerate that because people are different, people have different thoughts, and if you want to really move forward in life, you will need to tolerate criticism in a lot of different areas of your life. Number 8 is lack of control. That means that, again, a lot of times with our lives, there's parts of our lives that we do not have control. Like, we are not able to control the weather. If one day that you prepare the amazing trip and then the weather is terrible and you're not able to control the weather, and of course, what will happen? You will be stressful about it because the vacation is ruined, or you will say that's life, this part of life. You don't have control, so you need to tolerate that. So that's a very, very important question. How much control do you have over it? And if you do not have control of it, that means you need to learn to tolerate anything that comes towards you. Number 9 is others' flaws. Now, of course, we need to understand that we need to tolerate our own flaws, but at the same time, we need to tolerate other flaws. No one is perfect, and everyone is in their own journey, and some people don't want to grow, and they want to keep messing up. And that means that we need to learn to tolerate other people's decisions, whatever that decision is. That's why some people choose to pursue a business, a meaningful business. Some people pursue be homeless, and some people just choose to be that way. And if that someone chose to be that way, that means that we need to be okay with that because that is their decision at the end of the day. So it could be we need to tolerate other people's flaws. Number 10 is authority and hierarchy. That means I truly believe that everyone needs to have a coach, mentor, guidance. So that means we need to have authority in our lives. So we need to tolerate authority, because if you don't tolerate authority, you will not find a mentor, a guide, or a coach who could guide you towards better things. So I truly believe that hierarchy is important. Now, of course, there's in a company is a hierarchy as well, and some could be not beneficial for a person because some people don't want to be in a big pyramid of people who work in a huge company structure. And maybe it's the best for him to get out of that environment and really build a business totally different, because flat hierarchy. But in a sense, I think that we need to tolerate authority. Authority could be in a police. Police is this authority that we always need to tolerate. Because, of course, when the police is going, when the 911 is going, when paramedics is going, we need to give them the way, because that is important to understand that they are much more important role than majority of people, all people, because they are doing their job. Number 11 is technology related frustration. That means a lot of times technology doesn't work as planned, and we need to be able to tolerate it. That means we're able to invite a person who is making better choices and able to manage those technologies better, because a lot of times it's very frustrating when some technology doesn't work. A lot of times when the public speaking gig happening, they have slides and now those slides will not work. So it means be able to prepare in advance for worst case scenario if technology will not work. It always helps to really at least control what you're able to control and tolerate if technology doesn't work. Number 12 is traffic and commute delays. Traffic and commute delays. That's, I think, that one of the main things that people are really frustrated a lot of times and impatient, because when they come to the airport and they see that their plane was delayed for 3 hours, 4 hours, and some people are able to handle it and then able to sit down and then maybe read a book or work on a laptop or just sit and think, or some people just really want to go and complain about it. And that means that they are killing their own nerves. And why is that? Because they don't tolerate the things that they do not have control over it. Number 13 is environmental changes. Now, a lot of times people say, "Oh, like weather is changing, that's something is changing," and complain again about the weather that used to be. "Oh, I remember 20 years ago it used to be this way, and I'm not able to." And people are destroying our earth. That means that this is the end. We are not able to change. We're able to control a little bit our own habits, routines in place to make sure that we are not be a part of solution, not of the problem. But at the same time, we need to be able to tolerate the changes. Number 14 is economic frustrations or fluctuations. So economic fluctuations. So that means that a lot of times, like, economic is going through cycles and will be up and down all the time, unless in the future we'll learn something different. But at the moment, we're going through cycles. A lot of times people live in that scarcity that always coming. The recession is coming, depression is coming, and how we'll get my money, how we'll get everything. But a lot of times we need to prepare for it, grow ourselves, build our different skill sets that we could not be afraid of the recession, depression, but we always need to look for that, because you know that you prepared for it. You prepared to build a skill set, you prepared for everything. So when depression or recession comes, you know that you will be okay with that. And last one, number 15, is political differences. Now, a lot of times when people speak about politics, it's based on opinions. It's based on opinions. And most time it's no facts. And I like this, I read blue, I read red, I like green, I like orange, and you're not able to say that green is better than orange. Like, no, you just say that this is my opinion, this is your opinion, and that's it. And being able to tolerate other people perspectives, that is a very beautiful thing. So I think that we need to learn to tolerate other political views. And at the same time, at the moment of my life, I do not look in politics. I do not speak about politics, and I walk away from politics. In the future, I know that I will need to invest a little bit more time to understand more what's going on to make a right choice. But at the same time, I know that at this point of my life, my resources, my energy is very important. I allocate my time, my energy into my personal growth more than politics at the moment. And that's why I tolerate even more, because my knowledge about it is less than normal. Because the more you know, of course, a lot of times people believe that they know better than others. But the less you know, sometimes other people who even knows less start to be more opinionated and share their opinions to others. But that is not okay. And of course, sometimes it's just knowing the truth is better to really walk away and tolerate other people wanting to be right. Because if you are like arguing with a stupid, that means you are stupid as well. You need to give the way for stupid, and that's, of course, you able to go the high road. So there's a lot of things that we potentially need to tolerate in life to really live a less stressful life. Because when you do not tolerate small things, because a lot of times those are minor things, and a lot of times if you do not allow yourself to tolerate minor things, you will not have energy and capacity to focus on major things. So when you learn how to really tolerate minor things, now you learn how to focus on major things. And that is very, very important, because your mind power is limited. When you use your mind power to complain, you have less time to focus on really thinking how to solve big problems, how to build a business, how to build your future, how to become the best version of you, how to build skill sets that you could pursue your dreams, goals, visions, and anything in between. So tolerate is an important topic, because when you reflect on what you may be not tolerating and what is holding you back, maybe you will see that there is something that you need to learn to tolerate, because there was some things for me that I needed to tolerate, and I still working on that. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.